All right, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yep, here's your food. Is that this? Ham.
Can I feed her, Dada? Okay.
Where's your calcium?
Yeah, you want some? You want it? You want it?
Be careful on all your fingers.
Oh, she wants the big part. She took it. She tried to get it off the plate. So now I'm gonna try to feed her this one if she can eat that one.
So, we're making a video because I've seen so many on YouTube talking about how bad of pets that Savannah Monitors are. And we absolutely love this little girl right here. She's really sweet. As you can tell, we feed her by hand. She actually gets mad at you if she accidentally bites you. I've had several lizards, several snakes for 20 years or better. I've had different kinds of snakes and lizards. And Savannah Monitors have always been one of my favorites. They're just really, really cool. Got a lot of personality. They're really smart. They're really food motivated. So that's how you take them. When we got her, you know, she was about 8 inches long. She was psychotic. But we would get her out, and you always want to make it a positive experience when you get them out. So we would get her out, we'd feed her, we'd give her baths, just interact with her. You know, she's gonna try to poop on it. She would try to poop on us and everything else when we would first get her out. And there's a trick to that I'll show y'all in a minute to keep them getting pooped on. But after you get them tamed, you want to tame them when they're small because they bite hard when they get this size. She's about 8 months old now. She's about 22 inches long. I can't ever catch these things.
Dad, can I talk?
Yeah. I'm trying to catch a cockroach. There we go.
I'm very shy that.
You wasn't very shy just a second ago. Say, hey, buddy. Here, baby. Anyway, so she's about 22 inches long. She's about 8 months old. We've had her for about 7 months now. It took me probably 4 months to get her tamed.
Take this big one.
When we first got her, we just let her chill in her habitat a few days a week, you know. Let her get used to her home. And then we started letting her get used to us. A lot of people talk about a lot of the tricks. Come here, baby. Here. Cockroach. A lot of people talk about a lot of the tricks to get her used to her smell. What we did was feed her. Like I said, very food motivated, super easy to tame with food. So once she gets used to us being the ones that's providing the food, they're smart. She figured that out. We're the ones that's giving her the food. That helps a lot.
Dad, get this one because it's climbing on it.
Yeah, just give it to her. Here, baby.
Like, climb. Okay.
We feed her a lot of different stuff. You just saw us feed her some shrimp, some ham, and now she's eating some dubia roaches.
Dubia roach, yeah.
We used to feed her crickets all the time. The crickets die really, really fast. The dubia roaches seem to last a lot longer. They're disgusting. They are cockroaches, but at least they don't all just die. So she also eats pinkies, hoppers, just about anything. Chicken, turkey, eggs. We feed her a lot of eggs. Scrambled eggs. She don't really like the yellow. If you boil them, they will eat boiled eggs, but she don't like the yellow too much when you do them that way. So we scramble them. And like I said, just about anything. I mean, ground beef. You want to keep the fat content down, so I wouldn't recommend ground beef really high, but she can eat it, and she will, and she'll love it. And just about any meat that you're going to eat, she can eat, but you got to keep it low in fat, no seasonings. You know, if you're going to do ground beef, I would rinse it when you get done cooking it to get as much of the fat out as possible. Turkey, chicken, again, no oils. You can't. I mean, you can bake it or something like that. Just cut it off little pieces. But no added oils, no added butter, nothing, no kind of lubrication. You know, for the pan or anything. If you want to cook it on the stove top, Keep that fat content low. She's a little overweight, as you guys can see. She's a little plumpy, but she's not too bad. She's gonna get quite a bit bigger than what she is now. She's kind of paused in her growth rate for about the past month or so. She's been about the same size. They grow really, really, really fast when they're little. So she went from 8 inches to 22 inches in about 6 months, and then she paused, and she's kind of filling out into her new length. Her arms are getting beefier, and her leg, she's getting thicker, but she's not really going in length right now. I'm assuming that's natural. She's the 3rd Savannah Monitor that I've had. All of them have been really sweet. She knows not to bite me. You see the food's right next to my hand, and you see she goes straight for the food. This is the point that I really wanted to point out, because everybody talks about how crazy they are and how some of them will tame. I've never had one. Like I said, I've only had 3, so slightly limited experience. But I've never had one that was mean, that was aggressive. After you tame them down when they're little, as a matter of fact, she's the first one I've had that I even had to tame down. The other one I got, one of the ones I had, the first one I had was about 12 inches long when I got them. I don't know if it was a male or a female, but perfectly tame when I got it. The second one I got was a rescue, because I used to do some exotic pet rescue, 15, 20 years ago, and was huge. It was way overweight. Obviously it didn't live very long after I got it, but it was it was so sweet, so nice. I would, just like I do her, feed it by hand. It was full grown, so it was every bit of 3 feet and probably 15, 20 pounds, but it was overweight. It lived in my bathroom. I hung out with it every day, multiple times a day. It didn't even have a cage. It was so sweet. And she's the same way. So, I see a lot of people talking about the tegus and how much better they are. I've never interacted with a tegu. I won't say never. I've seen one that was nice. All the rest of them that I've seen, and they might have been wild caught, and that might be why, but they were at least her size, super aggressive. Again, that was 3 of them. I've seen 2 in 2 different pet stores, and both of them I was like, probably crazy, right? And they were like, yes. So we saw one at the zoo that the zookeeper was walking around with, and it was actually tame. It said it took about 8 months. A little bit bigger than her. But like I said, at that size, so at her size, she can bite really, really, really hard. Hard enough to hurt me as a full-grown 6'3" man. Hard enough to break his fingers. He's 8. She could bite hard enough to break his fingers. So you really want to get them tamed. Get them when they're small, or get them when they're already tamed if they're going to be larger. And get them tamed before they get any real size on them. Once they get to about 12, 14 inches, they can really start doing some damage. So this, obviously she's food motivated. Like I said, she still wants cockroaches, but I feel like she's had enough. This is her tank right over here. This is temporary. She's been in this since pretty much since we got her. When we first got her, we had to go get the tank. So she lived in a 20-gallon long for less than a week. We custom built this. It was set up for a ball python, so we just, did some modifications to it, put dirt in it, put a big floor in it, added some extra glass, did the hoods, and this is just soil like you would get from Home Depot, mixed with about 30% sand. I'm really not crazy about the mixture because it won't hold a burrow, and she loves to dig and burrow. She loves to snuggle. If you're gonna hold her, she just loves this. She will just snuggle up with you for hours. She sits over in my chair. She'll climb in beside me or in behind me. She'll just lay there forever. She loves it. Anyway, part of being a burrower. So anyway, I wouldn't really recommend this sand mixture. When I build her next tank, which is not gonna be too much longer, I'm gonna try something else. Might try a few different things until I find something that'll actually hold a burrow. Right now I use rocks and blocks of concrete in there, and just make her a burrow myself because the soil won't hold a burrow. You see she's got a nice big pool in there. They do like to bathe. She will actually go in her water bowl or her swimming pool lay in it and sleep. They love water. They need to be able to completely submerge themselves. Heating and daylight. So we got daytime heat light, UVB bulb, ceramic heat emitter, and a couple of these little guys. These guys stay on all night. This guy stays on all night. These two we only turn on during the day to warm the temperature up, give her that natural, daytime, nighttime cycle.
I'm 8 and I'm holding a Savannah Monitor in my hand.
And I'm not worried at all. Now their claws are very, very sharp. Think of a cat with really sharp claws that can't retract them. So they do scratch his arms up. They scratch my wife's arms up. They don't bother me too bad. You can see a few scratches there from her. That's not going to get any better. That's part of having a big lizard. So if you're going to have one, you're just going to have to get used to that.
What's her name?
Her name's Savvy.
Savvy. Right.
And she's a sweet girl.
I really don't. We don't care if she runs around on the carpet.
Yeah, we let her run around. She will. With any kind of meat-eating lizard, you really got to watch them around the other pets. So like the dogs, she'll try to eat their toes. We got to watch her. We got to stay right with her when she's running around. And she'll also, she might get up in my recliner. Again, they like to burrow, right? So that she might get up in a recliner or one of our sofas or something and not be able to get her out. So we stay right with her when we let her out to walk around. But we do that a couple of times a week. It's no big deal. If you're going to get one, I would say you got to have a lot of time. You got to have a lot of time to spend with them. But they're awesome pets if you do have a lot of time.
We have 2 lizards. We don't just have that one. We have a bearded dragon.
Yep.
Lizardo.
We got the little bitty baby bearded over here.
Lizardo, and
We've
he's
had her
hyped up.
for a few weeks, and it's a boy. He's about 8-9 inches long now.
He's
so
really
a little bit too small to be
running.
given out as a pet when we got him, but he's done good.
He's done good at what his size
This is what I was talking about with the claws, and you'll do this often. Their claws just kind of get hung up on everything, and come on, baby.
Okay.
She can hang right here on my shirt with no problem. Very, very sharp claws.
I'm gonna go get Turtle.
But we're doing this about Savvy, not about Turtle.
I
Instead of climbing up when I'm standing up straight. So
I'm gonna let Turtle.
anyway, really, really cool pets. Like I said, you got, as far as feeding them, I don't worry about it. When they're little bitty, lots of bugs, we fed her earthworms, crickets. She won't take mealworms. I don't know why. Most will. As they get older, you can move into the stuff that's a little easier to manage. Like I said, shrimp. I would suggest a tail on with the shell and everything on the shrimp because it's loaded with calcium, loaded with protein, which is really good for them. But once they get older, like I said, you ain't got to worry about the bugs as much. But you still want to keep their diet at least 50% bugs. But you can move on to other things that are a lot easier to maintain that you can just keep in your freezer. So.
This is Turtle. Speedy.
You can't hold her like that, baby. You gotta hold her flat, remember?
This is Speedy. It's a girl. Speedy's a girl, but we also named it.
She's a tuxedo tortoise.
Yep.
She's sweet.
She lives in
She's
this.
a sweet girl.
She lives in this.
We're gonna put Speedy back because we're making this about Savannah Monitors, not about tuxedo tortoises. One up.
What if you're going away?
There you go, baby.
Yeah, she wanted water.
Anyway, so that's it. This is her. You can see how vicious and psycho she is. Great pets. Love her. I don't at all worry about putting my face up against her. She's not going to bite me. She actually looks like she might be going to sleep. So, bye everybody.